This investigation aims to determine whether the remote work labor structure is economically advantageous for corporate firms seeking to optimize productivity in a structurally evolving labor environment. The discourse between work from home versus face-to-face, that is coming into the office, is highly relevant for both employers and employees in the post-pandemic corporate landscape. So, the global shift towards remote work has redefined the structure and operation of modern organizations, yet the question remains: should businesses retain work from home arrangements now that the pandemic restrictions have eased? This project investigates the impact of remote work on productivity and cost efficiency, focusing on whether hybrid work models can deliver superior organizational outcomes. To examine this issue empirically, I constructed a simulated dataset capturing weekly observations for 30 employees over a 3-month period. The dataset includes the number of hours worked, work from home days per week, productivity scores, salary costs, and departmental assignments. The design of this dataset is grounded in emerging empirical evidence. For instance, Bloom et al. 2023, in a large-scale randomized trial, found that hybrid work increased productivity by approximately 3 to 4% compared to full office attendance. Additionally, Microsoft's 2022 Work Trend Index indicated that remote employees maintained and/or exceeded in-office productivity, though collaboration metrics declined. To reflect these trends, each employee's productivity score in the dataset represents a composite of task completion and qualitative performance indicators adjusted to simulate realistic variance based on work mode. Salary cost data were included to allow calculation of cost per unit of output, a critical consideration in producer decision-making. Moreover, departmental assignments were introduced to reflect potential variability in remote work effectiveness across different functions. This allowed the analysis to test whether the benefits of flexibility are distributed evenly or This analysis begins with the producer choice framework, particularly the employer's rational decision-making in allocating labor inputs to maximize net benefits. Marginal analysis was used to compare the incremental productivity derived from additional remote workdays. Summary statistics revealed that productivity was highest when employees worked remotely 3 days per week, with a mean output score increase of 6.2% relative to exclusively in-office employees. Beyond that point, the marginal gains started to flatten, consistent with the economic law of diminishing returns. These findings reflect the classical optimization condition. Firms should extend flexible arrangements only up to a point where the marginal product of flexibility equals its marginal cost. To further test the hypothesized relationship between flexibility and output, a regression model was constructed with productivity as a dependent variable and work from home days as the primary independent variable. The regression yielded a positive coefficient of B1 equaling to 1.79, significant at the 5% level, affirming a robust positive association, and an R-square value of 0.29 indicates moderate explanatory power, acknowledging behavioral heterogeneity in productivity. A visual comparison of predicted versus actual values revealed a non-linear threshold effect, supporting the theory that remote work improves output up to a point, after which coordination costs or disengagement may offset gains. Disaggregating the data via pivot tables enabled a more granular understanding of the interdepartmental variation. With a slicer applied to filter by work-from-home frequency, the tables revealed the finance and IT teams experienced the most significant output increases at hybrid levels, specifically 3 remote days. A secondary pivot chart comparing salary cost per unit output highlighted that those same departments achieved superior cost efficiency, with unit labor costs falling by 8 to 10%. These findings suggest that work-from-home effectiveness is contingent on task structure and communication intensity, reinforcing the necessity of tailoring remote work strategies to departmental characteristics. Remote work's implications extend beyond the firm to the broader macroeconomic context. Informed by the business and the economy framework, I modeled firm-level cost savings stemming from reduced fixed overheads. Simulated estimates based on reductions in commercial rent, utilities, and facility management suggest that firms could save approximately $17,920 Australian dollars per month under hybrid models. Additionally, this labour decentralisation supports regional economies by redistributing wage expenditure away from urban central business districts. This phenomenon aligns with broader labour market restructuring trends and policy shifting supporting decentralized work hubs. Thus, remote work's systemic relevance extends beyond firm boundaries to regional economic resilience and urban planning. A logic-based diagnostic tool was then developed using Excel functions and conditional formatting. The tool classified employees based on performance thresholds and remote frequency. Those with more than 4 work-from-home days and below average output were flagged for review, while optimal performers, those working exactly 3 days remotely with consistently high output, were highlighted. This data-driven approach aids managerial oversight by identifying potential risk profiles for disengagement and surfacing patterns requiring intervention. The analysis confirmed that while flexibility enhances productivity, it must be managed actively. Not all roles or individuals respond uniformly to autonomy, highlighting the necessity of embedded performance monitoring mechanisms. Conclusively, this investigation finds that remote work, when implemented judiciously, yields measurable productivity improvements and operational savings. However, its benefits are conditional, diminishing beyond a threshold and varying by team context. Throughout this project, I have demonstrated high-level employability skills including application of economic reasoning to complex, real-world business problems, proficiency in quantitative analysis using Excel, ability to synthesize data insights with conceptual frameworks, strategic communication tailored to decision-making audiences. These capabilities reflect the interdisciplinary skill set increasingly demanded by employers operating in digitally enabled, economically volatile business environments.